Hey yo, what's the deal? You know who it is. It's the Don. Cheer! Tony Teflon. House Teflon. We pull the strings. Cheer! What up, my people? And this is the Game of Thrones Season 4, Episode 7, Mockingbird review. Spoiler free. Now, I know. It seems that I have been bitter, I guess, about this show a little bit. Maybe the last couple of episodes or the episode and stuff like that. But I'm gonna tell you straight up, man. Are you gonna give me the excuse again that they're still building? Are you gonna give me an excuse about these things that you keep giving me? Why this show is not what it should be? And the show is. Let me explain to you something. All right, this is my favorite show. All right, that's what this is. And this is a great show. I'm not saying that it's not. I'm just comparing it from the story, from the books that I've read, to the adaptation that's on TV. So when I say that, if this was just a regular TV show, this would probably be a great episode. But the fact that I have read the books and I know what it's supposed to be or what it's adaptation for, what it's taken from, right? Adapted from. That I just don't see that they could do a better job with the material that is there. And I have that same feeling when I deal with superhero movies. That these guys want to take these superhero movies and change shit around instead of just sticking to the script. You can't do it better than Stan Lee wrote it. Period. You know what I mean? So, like, one thing in a superhero movie that I always hated that they did was they took out Spider-Man's fucking web shooters. You know what I mean? And made it so it came out of his body. I always thought that was stupid. There was a reason why he had the web shooters in the show. You know what I mean? Because it gave him, there was a lot of drama. He would want to run out of web fluid when he was fighting guys. And shit would just get taken all over the place. And that brought drama to it. And that's why when he went to the Secret Wars planet and he got the black suit, finally, that suit allowed him to shoot from the suit webs, and that's what gave that whole black suit, made him want to wear it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just when you try to change shit, I just don't like people trying to change shit. Now, I have a couple of people that asked me that maybe I could do like a high or a low and shit like that, and I'm gonna say like this: I'm the Don Tony Teflon. I do not bite other people's shit. People may bite my style and say my stance and do what I do, but I don't do that. And I know that other people do a highs and lows, or if you want a highs and low, I suggest you go to their thing and listen to them. But I just got to do it my way and stuff like that. And my way is just rambunctious. I just do whatever. I don't really have a format or anything. I just try to talk about the episode as I can and give you my opinions about the episode and stuff like that. So I'm gonna talk about my, this episode. Let's get into this. This episode. Let me give you my rate. So let's see. If I have to give this a ranking, 1 to 10, right? And 10 to me, as I say, 10 being the Battle of Blackwater, the best episode they ever made. That's 10, alright? I'm going to give this episode 7.5. I really can't. I think the season's a 7.5. I think the season's a 7, a solid 7 right across the board it's been in. That's not good, that's not bad, that's just what it is, man. You know what I mean? So basically, the things that I took from this episode, let me go through it. You had 3 really good Tyrion conversations, alright? And the episode obviously starts with Tyrion talking to Jaime directly after the trial by combat and stuff like that. So you get, Tyrion and Jaime, that I guess what you get from that is you're seeing that their relationship is real. Jaime really cares about Tyrion and stuff like that. So Tyrion, he's like, it was perfect the way father set everything up, yada yada, and it was almost worth me dying just to fuck up his plan to see the look at his thing. So then Tyrion comes up with the idea, listen, you represent me, you fight for me, and if you die, then he loses his whole lineage in one swoop, and they laugh about it a little bit, but then Jaime's just like, listen, man, I can't beat nobody with my hand. I can't fight anyone. There's no way I'll be able to defend you or anything like that, you know what I mean? So after that, and Tyrion's like, damn, I got no one to defend me, yada yada. And then they go into it, and he's like, you could have did this. And then Tyrion's there. Obviously, Peter Dinklage, he gets great lines. And he's like, listen, man, you lost your hands, you killed the king, and you fuck your sister. What the fuck can you do wrong, man? What else does it take, you know what I mean, to get disowned in his fucking family? And then Jaime says, listen, bro, I'm the only cat you got. You know, watch yourself. Just be easy how you talk to me, you know what I mean? And I tell people that, personally, myself all the time. And this is what personally, I say like this. When you text me, people text me or put shit on Facebook or whatever, don't think you can fucking put LOL behind it and talk slick to me. You know what I mean? I don't buy that shit. You talk slick and then try to cover it up with LOL. That shit don't work for me, man. You know what I mean? I don't buy that shit. I don't play that shit. You know what I mean? So that's basically kind of what, like, Tyrion's doing to Jaime. He's his boy, you know, his brother, and he's talking shit to him, and he put a LOL. Hey, you fucked your sister, LOL. You know, and Jaime's like, yo, listen, calm down, bro. I understand you're mad, but I'm the last guy you fucking got your back. Here, take it easy. And he didn't care about, he said, the king slaying of the one hand. It was really just the Cersei part that pushed him over the edge there. So, Tyrion, from these three conversations, you know, and this last episode, you know, is it fair? I mean, does he deserve to win something for this? He probably will. But in all honesty, I don't know how fair it is, because if you look at other people that be in the category, and if you add up all the total screen time from the whole series that Tyrion's got, maybe an hour and 15 minutes from the whole thing. So is it right to win something for an hour and 15 minutes of work? You know, when other people are doing, you know, half an hour shows every week, you know what I mean, and stuff like that or whatever. But it is what it is. I like the show. If he wins, he definitely deserves it and stuff like that. So I'm going to go right through all three Tyrion conversations. That's the first conversation he has. The second conversation he has with Bronn. Now, a lot of this stuff is taken from the book and stuff like that. And he comes in there. And so, now you see that Bronn or whatever, he got his shit from, it seems like Cersei hooked him up with this fat chick. So he can get this, you know, so he can get these lands. And the sisters, they got an older sister. And stuff like that. The whole thing about that is in the books, and this is not a spoiler because it's not in the show, this lady is trying to pimp off her daughter to everyone in King's Landing the whole fucking time. Tyrion and everybody, she's trying to get rid of her too. And then finally settles with Bronn, is willing to do it and stuff like that. So obviously, listen, the way I see it, it's like this. If Bronn gave her back and has a deal with Cersei, I guess that leads us to believe that Bronn had something to do with the capture of Shae. I guess that's what they're trying to push there a little bit. I guess, you know, or somehow they're saying, listen, Cersei gave you these lands, why'd she give them to you? Just to do it? Or just to get you out the way so you don't fight for Tyrion? I mean, one, dude's got no interest. He's pussy. Not pussy, but the dude don't want to fight the mountain, man. You know what I mean? And why would you want to fight the fucking mountain? I mean, it's like he said, he could do, it's like, you know, it's like fighting a Mike Tyson in his prime. You know what I mean? You could do everything right for 11 rounds in 2 minutes and 50 seconds. But if he hits you once, you lose. You know, kind of like Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. You know, when you fight the dude in the first round, the dude hits you once, you lose. You could do great the whole fucking time, but the dude hits you once, you lose. And that's the way it is, the mountain. The mountain hits you one time, the fight is the fuck over. And stuff like that. So he's like, listen, he's telling him, look, we're friends, but our friendship has a limit. You know what I mean? The bottom line is, what have you risked your life for me? You know what I mean? You haven't. And that's the truth. And Tyrion fucking, you know, you're right on that. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. And the stuff you promised me, you can't guarantee me. You know what I mean? It's no guarantee that it could possibly happen. You're just giving me false hope. It could happen. It may happen. But for me to risk my life on something like that, when I can just marry this fat bitch and get these lands. And Bronn still looks fucking scumbaggish, even in his nice clothes. I don't know, but he does to me. That's just the way it is. So I guess, you know, it looks like my father said, man, you can't shine shit. And that's the bottom line. You just can't shine shit. And that's it. So that's basically a conversation you get from them cats. And then you get the final conversation Tyrion has, and that's with the Viper. And this is also points to how, shows you how Jaime does care about Tyrion when the Viper talks about the visiting Casterly Rock when he was little, and how it was this big rumor that Tywin Lannister had this monster and his head was all deformed and it had one red eye and this, that, and the other. And then when he finally went to see it, he's like, this is not no monster, this is just a big-headed baby. And we've all seen big-headed babies. We've seen them, whether you want to admit it or not. We've seen some big egg-headed babies in our lives, you know what I mean? So that's just basically what it is. And then you see Cersei pinching this dude's dick and stuff, making him cry. And who was it? Jaime that saves him. So obviously from birth, Jaime's had his back, and I think that's what they're trying to show there. Obviously the White Viper wants revenge, and he comes to Tyrion's defense. He grabs the torch and holds it up, and it's, I will be your champion. Whoa! So I guess that's who we got. We got the Mountain and the Viper and stuff like that. Which brings in, now one of them's gonna die. So it gets to the point where are they gonna kill this guy Oberyn right off the back? The guy came in there. He's a pretty good character. I like him. Are you gonna get rid of the Mountain? You don't really see him too much and stuff like that. So you know, one of them's got to go. I guess you know what I mean. As in boxing, when two people are undefeated, they say someone's must go. Someone must go, and we'll see what happens there. So I guess that should be taken from there. I think those are, out of the whole episode, those three conversations I think were the best things of this episode, and stuff like that. Right now we got Cersei. Cersei's scene is really short. You basically see her going to see the Mountain. Now this new guy playing the Mountain is the guy they probably should have had playing the Mountain from the jump. I just wish he'd probably grow his beard out or something to make him look a little bit more intimidating or something like that. You know, a little bit, you know, more like that. But Jesus, a big motherfucker, son. That's a big man right there. That dude just you know, fuck a sword. If he grab you, man. If he grab a hold of you, your ass is out. You know what I mean? This is dude ripping people and holding them up on sword and just dropping them and shit like that. This some crazy shit. And he said, he's like, who's I'm fighting? She's like, does it matter? He's like, fuck no. That shit don't fucking matter. I don't give a fuck who I'm fighting. I'm the Mountain. And I think the Mountain, just like Mike Tyson referred to him back a little bit ago, same shit, man. He had people beat before the bell rung, scared to death. And I think the Mountain has that right there. He has people beat right off the bat. They're just scared to fuck to death just to see this fucking dude. And why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? I'm a very skilled fighter, you know, and that's the truth. I'm not gonna lie. I boxed with PAL for 8 years, and I wrestled in high school. I went to states and everything else. So I'm pretty adept in fighting. And the bottom line, there's a reason why there's weight classes in boxing, and the weight classes are only 5 to 10 pounds apart, because those 5 to 10 fucking pounds make a big fucking difference, man, in a sanctioned type of fight and stuff like that. Now, a street fight, you know, anything can happen. You could drop to your knees, grab a nigga's nuts and pull him down. You know, anything can happen. But when you're doing sanctioned fights and stuff like that, them 5 to 10 pounds make a difference. And this dude's got to weigh at least $150 more than anybody in the fucking show. You know what I mean? He's fucking a monster. So I guess that's what we get in 2 weeks. The Mountain versus the fucking Viper. And there you go with that. So next scene is, obviously we don't get no stands, which is disgusting. You know, for someone who is such an important character, and he is, and they downplay this fucker's importance like he's nobody, and it pisses me off because they give screen time to people that don't deserve it, and the guy who really deserves it, fucking Stannis, they don't give shit. But you do get his wife, and you get Melisandre's titties floating in the fucking water, bobbing up and down. I don't mind that whatsoever. I love that little woman, or older lady, or whatever. She can come see the Don anytime, baby, anytime. So yeah, so she's over there, and basically, like, she gives you a lot of this stuff is taken from the book. She's telling her the deal. Now you got his wife checking out her body, like, damn, my husband hit that. No wonder he hit that. And then she's like, well, I guess if it's just for the Lord of Light, I guess you know, she's all jealous and shit like that. And then Melisandre's like, listen, let me show you how I do shit. And she tells you, listen, I believe in the Lord of Light, and the Lord of Light does have powers, but that's not like the power can just pops out of me anytime I want. Like, I can just put it on display for people. But that's what people expect. They expect displays. So she has these powders and these potions and these things that she throws into fire to make the fire dance. She does this to make this happen. Just to give the people some faith until they really can see the Lord's power for itself. And that's what she uses this stuff for. I'm glad that they said that. That's in the books and stuff like that. I didn't know if they would. But I am glad that they said that. The thing I guess we take from the scene is that they're taking, that she's saying that they need his daughter for something. There's a price. Now, obviously everyone's jumping to the conclusion that she's going to want to burn Stannis' daughter for king's blood and stuff. But I haven't had any indication or anything about that. I mean, maybe I missed it, but I didn't see her say anything about burning Stannis' daughter and stuff like that. Maybe that is her intention and stuff like that, but I didn't see her saying anything like that. I asked for if people would think that Stannis would let her burn her daughter. Fuck no. Fuck no. Obviously the man loves his daughter. You've seen he wouldn't let this chick beat her. So you think he's going to let some woman fucking burn her? Come on, man. He's Stannis, he's not a fucking monster. He's the fucking king. People need to stop disrespecting that cat and realize who the fuck this cat really is and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But I enjoyed the scene and stuff like that and everything. So that's basically what we get from there. Let me go right to Dany. Now, you got Dany there, and she's with Dario Naharis, and I guess we seen this chick's tits. We gotta see this fucking white dude's fucking no ass. I don't know why. You know, I don't understand it, man. I have no idea. It's so funny. You know, I don't know. As a man, you know what I mean? I'm a man, and I wear, like, right now, you know, I have switched my undergarments to, it's a lot of information I'm giving you, but fuck it, you're getting it. I switched my undergarments from boxers to boxer briefs because, you know, I'm not trying to have my nuts fucking hanging low. You know, you go to YMCA, you see these dudes, these nuts is fucking hitting their kneecaps, and I'm not bullshitting you when I say it, really, like a fucking pendulum fucking clock, these dudes not, no, it's not happening to me, alright? So I've switched to boxer briefs because of this. Now, boxer briefs are basically a Spanx for men. At least that's the way they fit me. I don't think they're designed for black men, to tell you the truth. We've got a lot of stuff going on in the back and the front, and it just holds everything right there. You know what I mean? So, you know, if I didn't have a bulge in the front or the back, I wouldn't rock this shit. I wouldn't be wearing this shit, man. I don't want no one to see that. I couldn't do that. You know what I mean? But these dudes just show themselves off like they got something. These dudes is this. Whew. I don't understand it, man. I guess they're getting paid enough or they that confident, but I don't know. I don't know. Whatever. So I guess you see Dany. She's on her fucking, I'm the queen. I take what the fuck I want. Get dressed, motherfucker. So either that or she's a fucking whore. You know, either one. You want to put it. You know what I mean? She's getting that. Now, all right. That's what. Oh, why she wants dick? It makes her a whore. Men do it all the time. All right. I don't mean that she's acting whorish. She's a queen. All right. And this is what Barris and Selmy is trying to point out to her. You're a fucking queen. All right. You're lowering yourself to fuck with this sellsword. That's basically what you're doing. And I feel that way a lot. And you know, I see fucking chicks with dudes that, you know what I mean? What the fuck are you thinking? You know what I'm saying? You have to have standards, whether you're horny or you're not. And it kind of goes into a little bit when Arya and the Hound talks about, we'll go into that one there. But you have to have standards in life. And that's the way, I don't give a fuck what you say. And people could say, oh, the bottom line, that's the way it is. Some people are here, some people are here, some people, that's life. Whether you want to agree with it or not, there are standards. There are family names that have names for a reason. There are other family names that have names for a reason. Whether they deserve them or don't, it just is what it is. You know what I mean? And she is lowering herself by fucking herself, so you're a queen. You know, you're not supposed to do that. And I think that's what Jarl was trying to point out to her. But obviously, we could see what type of star Daenerys is, because if this was the first season when she was no one Amelia Clarke, you would have seen her tits bouncing up and down like a fucking, like a spinning around like fucking, like a helicopter blade. Alright? Like they were before. But now she ain't even trying to get naked. You ain't seeing shit from there. And I guarantee, you ain't seeing her naked ever the fuck again. So you gotta just go back to the first fucking season. They ain't seen it ever again if anyone wants to see it. Those days are fucking over. She's too big now. You're only seeing extras naked and shit. So I get, and then you got, you know, you got this guy, he comes in, right after the deed. So obviously he was there all night, because it's the daytime. This guy comes, he fucked her all night. He comes in still sweating. He's like, this bitch is happy, you good to go. You know what I mean? He gets in there, he's all jelly, and then she has to let him know, listen, we're friends. Go tell him you changed my mind. You tell him you did it. Like, you mean something to me. You go tell him you changed my mind. Like, you did it. Like, you mean more to me than him. Ay, ay, ay. You know, listen, it is what it is. He's an old man. He needs to just fucking just step back, let the dude do what he's doing, and hopefully maybe he gets a drunk and get blown one day. But that's about it, man. That's about as far as it can go. But everyone, poor John man, poor fuck you fucking slaver. Fuck you. Anyway, you know, this guy, it's like you said, oh, if Ned Stark had his way, he would have cut my head off. And Ned Stark should have cut your head off. And then he should have, that's right. And Daenerys is right, and she's taking bad advice, I think, by doing this, not doing that. So that's just my opinion. She sends off the guy she was just fucking to go down there to take care of the other place. That's basically the gist of what we get from her. There. Alright, so we get a hot pie and Brienne. I guess that's the comic fucking relief of the show, which I don't need. I mean, if I needed comic relief, you know, I watch a Chappelle show, reruns and shit like that. I could watch Don't Be a Menace while drinking your juice while driving the hood. Probably one of the funniest all-time movies of all fucking time. I could watch Half Fucking Baked. I could watch Friday. So we got Hot Pie and Brienne. And yeah, I wish Hot Pie, Brienne, and Pod. I wish Pod would just fucking use his skills on that big bitch and then tear her fucking down. But obviously I don't think that's going to happen. So you get Hot Pie and he spills the beans on Arya. And it's really, when you look at it, you don't know if she's going to the area or not, because she says they show two ways. There's no path. There's no sign saying which one. He asks him, "Are you sure?" He says no, and then they go away. So you don't know if she took that way or they didn't take that way. I'm gonna think they didn't take that way. I don't think they're going to the Vale right now and stuff like that. I think they're heading towards Castle Black and stuff like that. That's where they're heading before. I think because he wasn't sure. I think that's where they're going. So you get that and stuff like that. I think that's all I don't really, I don't enjoy that. It's nothing there. They're eating food. You get a hot pie, talking shit. He's got no one to talk to and stuff like that. It is what it is. He's fat still. Next. All right. So let's go to Jon comes back to the wall. So Jon comes back and basically people are happy to see him, yada yada. He's trying to tell everybody about the threat that's coming. So his idea is to put the rocks in the fucking hole, block that up so they can't get through. This guy obviously is fucking saying, no, you're stupid, you don't know what you're talking about. So then he goes and asks, he's like, listen, do you know about building this fucking place? What the fuck do you know? You're a fucking steward. Just go clean the chamber pot, boy. Ask the head guy. The head guy clearly agrees with Jon, but doesn't want to fucking offend this dude, so he says he doesn't. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. Well, we seen the fucking giant in the preview come down and put his fucking shoulder right into that motherfucker, boy. And boom! So, obviously they do not put the rocks in there because in the preview they didn't do it. And that's basically what we got. Basically take that. They're just not fucking taking this threat seriously, it seems like, and stuff like that. And I don't care if the wall stood for 1,000 years and no one's ever breached it before. Doesn't mean the shit ain't gonna be breached fucking today. Alright? Anything else, he makes Jon and Sam go out there and stand patrol, so I guess Jon and Sam will be the first people to see the fucking army coming when they do it, see the light the biggest fire he's ever seen. I guess they'll be the first ones to fucking see it. And stuff like that. Anything else happen there important? Oh, Joe Janos Flint is still there. This looks like his second in command right off the bat. Just sitting there and shit like that. I don't think anything else that I could think of importance really happened there. Arya and the Hound. Alright, so they have extended these two people from the book scenes out there. They got these motherfuckers doing a lot more. They get attacked by this dude. The guy bites him in the neck, and then Polliver. I'm going to say that I don't want to get into this book stuff, but nothing like that. I mean, alright, how this guy jumps on his neck, bites him, and he gets his neck broken just like that. Boom! I mean, that's I mean, if this guy was such a threat, you would think that he would know better than to jump on this dude's neck or try something else, you know what I mean? But that's it. And then you see Arya, she gets this dude's name, the guy stabs him real quick, goes right, no armor, no problem, right through him, and stuff like that, and he kills these guys. Did not happen like that. That's all I say. Did not happen. I got nothing more to say about that scene. I just thought that was. It's just when you build. No, no. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying they're not like that in the books, and we'll go down. So then you have the conversation that they're having, and basically the Hound opening up to Arya. You see the time that he has no armor on. I guess is the time he wants to open up. So he's telling them like, you think you're alone? Shit, my brother and did this to me, and it's not the fact that my brother did it or the reason that he did it. It's the fact that my father took his side and blah 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 blah. You know, the father obviously seen Gregor as his meal ticket to the Lannisters, not the younger brother. So that's why he was protecting him and stuff like that. So if you want to, your whole life, you want to sit there because your daddy was being mean to you, and your whole life you want to hold a grudge, then that's who you become, the fucking Hound. You know, come on, grow up, fucker. Jesus Christ. A lot of shit happens to people. But I understand what he's saying about being alone and stuff like that. 'Cause I'm probably kind of like that situation myself in that. Obviously, I'm from Queens, New York, and I moved to upstate New York, and my father had moved up here and stuff like that. And I moved up here, and I met my kid's mom and had 2 kids with her. And we had broken up and yada yada. My father passed away. And my father passed away, like, everyone left here. I only had, everyone left. My brother and my sister all moved out of here. And I stayed because I had kids up here. So I stayed. So basically just me. And then my kid's mom had an opportunity to go do some work in Florida and stuff like that recently last year. And so I allowed her to take my kids down there and go. So I have not. So basically I'm like here by myself. And that's the way it's been for like this past year. It's just me, you know what I mean? And I mean, when I say, listen, obviously I have a company of numerous ladies if I chose to, or anytime I want and stuff like that. I am the Don, but it's not the same. You know what I mean? It's just not the same, not having anyone around and stuff like that. So I'm alone like basically all day because where I'm at, it's not like where I grew up in Queens. People aren't as open-minded as it was in Queens and stuff like that. And I'd say people all the time, a few bad apples spoil this fucking butts as bad apples up here. And a lot of what I like to call them are the poor redneck Republicans that don't realize that Mitt Romney would not let you through the front door, but this is the guy you want to vote for. You know what I mean? And that's what I deal with up here basically all the time, you know. I had one situation at the workflow before where, you know, like I seen people, you know, gossiping and stop talking to people. That's because if you get caught talking to me, then all of a sudden bad news happens, so you can't talk to me and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So, or you get gossiped about and stuff like that. At least the ladies do and stuff. So, it is what it is. This is just the place I'm leaving here soon anyway, probably, and soon. So that's what it is. But yeah, I do understand what he's saying about being alone and stuff like that. And Ari's talking about how she's alone and stuff like that. He did not tend to that wound properly. I do believe, obviously, as from the Khal Drogo thing that we've seen, when wounds are not tended to properly, what happens? I don't know if that's going to end well for the Hound there, the bite mark, and stuff like that. So that's basically where it takes from there. So I guess we get back to what the thing is called, the Mockingbird, which it's weird to me that they name these episodes after characters or whatever, you know, Mockingbird. Well, the Mockingbird gets 5 to 6 minutes at the end of the episode. The name of the episode is Mockingbird. Shouldn't we focus on this dude? It makes me think that the next episode is what? The Mountain and the Hound? I mean, the Mountain versus the Viper? I mean, that makes me think, well, we're going to get 10 minutes at the end of the episode of that? That's whack to me, you know what I mean? So, so we get, now, you see Sansa, she's there, she's building the snow castle, and that has significance in the book. But this is what certain things, when I start seeing certain things like this, the way it went down, it makes me think that maybe it's not that significant in the book, the Snow Castle thing, because it didn't really mean anything. But, so, spoiler free, we're going to keep moving. It just doesn't, he comes, he knocks it down, she smacks him. She smacks the kid, which he deserves to get smacked. Peter sees her. And now, you got to understand, Peter kisses her. That doesn't look like she was holding back. It looked like she kissed him back a little bit there. You know what I mean? That's the way it seemed like to me. But Peter is in a dilemma. He sees her sometimes as his daughter that he never had, he could have had with Catelyn. And he wants to protect her as such. And then in certain light, he sees her as Catelyn, younger Catelyn, that when she was 16 that, well, I could have did the things I did with Catelyn. We can make it work now. I could do it again. And he's constantly wrestling with that in his head and stuff like that. And I think that's just fucking him up. So you see this chick, Liza, catches him and sees it. And then she brings Sansa in there. And the whole thing is that it's just too predictable. Who did not see this fucking coming? I mean, it was just too... This is not Ed Lowe that starts getting his head chopped off where you didn't really think... You seen her getting pushed out this door from the fucking first time she was there. I had, even as a book reader, even if I wasn't, I had no fear that Sansa was going through that moon door. Not at all. None whatsoever. I knew as soon as it was open that chick was going through. Now, obviously, I read the books, but even if I didn't, just from watching the show, I would have seen that. So I think that they fucked up on that one, on that part. So that's basically what happens. She gets pushed through the moon door, you know what I mean, in that part and stuff like that. So I guess when you see the next, most importantly, is the next week's episode, you see the clip, obviously there must be some type of trial or something going on with Sansa and Peter, and she says something like, I gotta tell the truth, yada yada yada. So there's something, obviously that whole scene did not go down like that in the book. They took a lot of stuff out that I don't know, that it seems they're dumbing it down, they're simplifying the source story, and it's just so much better, as I said in the beginning of this episode, if you just stick to the fucking books. And the people that should have been in that scene, you could have still had in that scene. You could have had that dude in that scene that was supposed to be there in that scene. But you don't. And I'll get into it, probably, I may do, since there's nothing going on this week, I may do a straight spoiler edition of this. Maybe a spoiler full recap of the whole season. Maybe I'll do or something like that. Or maybe I won't do nothing. I don't know. We shall see how I'm feeling this week and stuff like that. So I think that's basically the whole episode and stuff like that. Once again, I'm going to give it a 7.5. It was nothing stellar about it. I know at the beginning of the season I said I think this is going to be the best season ever. I don't think they can get this to be the best season in the next 3 episodes. It's almost over. I give it a solid season. I think it's a steady season. It deserves to be re-up, of course. You know what I mean? It definitely does. But nothing mind-shattering and stuff like that. Nothing like that. So we got next episode's 8, right? And then you got 9 is always the big episode, then 10. So you got 3 episodes to see what it's going to be. Obviously, the last one is called The Children. We know what that is. The episode before that, we got to figure if the Mountain and the Viper is next. They're not going to have the wildlings assault the wall then, because it's just too much in one episode. So you got to figure episode 9 is going to be the wildlings assaulting Castle Black finally. I guess we'll see that then. And I guess, 10 is the children. I know what that is. I know what the children means. And if you listen to my first review of the season, I said something about the children being cast, and I said it. So if you listen to that, the first one I did, you'll understand what that means. Yeah, I guess that's basically all the motherfucker I got to say about this motherfucker. 7 episodes, you know what I mean? 7.5. Well, I'll give it the 0.5 and stuff like that. Still, digging it and like the show, love the show, and stuff like that. Just wish that they just stick to the books a little bit more on the important stuff and stop going away from it, because you're just not, you're dumbing the story down, and it could be such a better story, and it could be, and more exciting. You're taking out exciting parts and stuff like that, and good things and stuff. Can't get into it though, but you definitely are. But it's still solid episode, 7.5. You can't fucking complain about that. You know what I mean? Not at all. So as always, it's Don, Tony Teflon, House Teflon. That was very laid back version of it and stuff like that I give you right now and stuff like that, because I got things to do and all that. But now we'll give you the real version of it. But I will also have some videos posting up soon, some spoiler topic videos. I just posted up 2 more, so you guys can watch that and stuff like that. As always, If you want to know anything about the Don, I'm going to do a question and answer video. Oh, someone did ask me, a lady asked me actually, if I had any tattoos and stuff like that. So that question is right there. Yes, I do have tattoos and stuff like that. I have one I think you have seen right there. And I have a half sleeve right there that not many people see and stuff like that. So there you go. I do have two tattoos and stuff like that. So anyway, I'll do a whole question and answer a bunch of questions for y'all and stuff like that. But as always, it's the Don. Cheer, subscribe, cheer, like, cheer. Tell your friends about me, cheer. Do all that good stuff because I need that. You know what I mean? Please subscribe and thank you for all my new subscribers. And as always, you know what I mean? It's the Don. Cheer! Tony Teflon. House Teflon. We pull the strings. People's champ. And I'm out. Peace.